you another way to style your shawl so that it doesn't fall off your shoulders. It's an alternative to a shawl pin, which I'm wearing here with my Ocean Waves shawl. And this is my Pretty Little Thing shawl pattern. And so today I'm going to show you how to use the built-in lacing technology that's in this shawl to create this look. And you can either have it for over the shoulders, or you can have it so that it's you can wear it as a beach cover-up. You just tighten these and you can make a really pretty beach cover-up. So let's get started. To make this lacing for your shawl, you're going to need your Pretty Little Thing shawl, some yarn that matches. I'm using a 6mm crochet hook, measuring tape, yarn needle, and scissors. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is measure both the top edge of your Pretty Little Thing shawl, and also you're going to want to measure around your waist or your hips twice, plus an amount that you would be able to tie a bow, or that you want the strands to be able to hang down. So in my case, I'm going to do and I'm going to keep it loose. So I'm going to do I'm going to need 80 inches plus about another, let's say, 10 inches on each side for tying it, so that would be 100 inches. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to create a cord using your yarn. This yarn is Baby Bee Sweet Delight Bare Blue Marled. And you're going to make a chain, and there's several different kinds of chains that you can make, and I have a video on that, on a bunch of different types of chains that you can make, and I will have a link to that in the description. But for today, we're just going to make a simple regular crochet chain. And to do that, we're just going to create a slip knot. This is our working end. Sorry, this is our tail end. This is our working end that's connected to the yarn. And we're going to cross the working end over the tail end. And then we're going to pull the working end, the working yarn, up through that hole. Put that loop on your hook and just tighten that up. That's your slip knot. And then to make a chain, you just yarn over and pull through one loop, yarn over, pull through two loops. Now you're just going to keep chaining until you have the length that you determined you needed. I'm going to do 100 inches, and I'm not going to have you watch this whole thing, but I'll meet you back here when I have that and when you have yours. Okay, so I have about 100 inches worth of chain here, and now I'm just going to bind this off. Just going to cut the end, and keeping longer ends, longer tail ends will make it easier for you to lace this. I'm just going to pull that through, tighten it, And now we're ready to lace the shawl. So what you're going to do, this is the shawl pattern called Pretty Little Thing Shawl. And I named it that because it's just so delicate and pretty. It's made with, I've made most of mine with these plied yarns, 4-ply and 5-ply, 6-ply yarns. So what you'll do is, and I'll have a link to the pattern below. What this is going to allow you to do is make your shawl into sort of like a cape so it doesn't fall off your shoulders. Just another way that you can wear a shawl. And it will also allow you to make your shawl into a PAREO or a wraparound skirt for, say, a beach cover-up, or you can wear it over, say, black yoga pants for an evening look. So just going to thread your needle, thread your yarn needle. We're just going to start at one end, and what's really cool about this shawl is it has this kind of built-in places where you can thread this lacing. So I'm just going to start here on the end. Find a place that feels good. I'm going to just pull that through a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is, in every other spot, I'm just going to go in and out, in and out of these eyelet openings with my yarn needle. And then every so often I'm just going to pull it through. So go ahead and do that. Just continue across your entire shawl, and I'll meet you back when the shawl is completely laced. Just pull it through gently. And what I find is easiest to do is when it's kind of bunched up like this as you're threading it, it's easier to pull it through when it's bunched up like that. And also, if you feel resistance as you're pulling it through, if you tug hard, it's going to make it more difficult for it to come through. If you just pull on it loosely, very gently, it seems to come through very easily. So, and then if you ever need to move a long length of it up, what I do is I bunch it down like this, and then I feed it back like that. So we'll just continue here. And this really takes almost no time at all to do this. Just kind of let it bunch up as I go. Go through this last bit, pull it through, and now we are laced all the way through. And I'm just going to get this pulled all the way through nice and evenly. And now I'm going to show you how to use it to make a PAREO or a cape. Okay, so we have our Pretty Little Thing shawl all laced, and now I'm going to show you how to style it into a pareo or a wraparound beach skirt, you're just going to take your shawl and you are going to position it in the way that you like. Take one end and pull it all the way onto the inside, and then grab that lacing, pull that over, and then pull the rest of it around. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to tie a little bow over here. And this is kind of a nice look with it just hanging down. It's a very beachy look. If you want, you could further lace them in here if you wanted to. If you don't like the look of them hanging down, you can put them on the inside. And that is how you make the pareo look. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use the lacing for creating a cape with your shawl. So what you're going to do is, the first step is you're going to first test and see where you want the shawl to lie around your neck. So you're going to crisscross it like this and figure out how wide you want this opening to be, if you want it to be smaller or bigger. And once you know that spot, you're going to just kind of mark those two areas. Once those areas are marked, you are going to take one of the lace sides out from that point. All right, and so then you're just going to thread your yarn needle again, and then what you're going to do is you're going to relace it, but you are going to come in and out of the underside as well. So you're going to go in and out there, up through the next hole on the outside, down through the outside, through the inside, back up through the inside, flap, then back up through the outside flap, and so on until you lace it all the way over to here. Okay, so we're just about finished here. Just going to go back in here. And if you want, you can kind of weave it in just a little bit further along the edge. You can weave it in all the way if you want, either or mostly all the way, or you can have these hanging down. So I'm just going to leave that hanging down for now. And then on this side, if you want to weave this side in as well, you can. But basically, now you have this really pretty cape look that you have, and it will never fall off your shoulders. You don't even have to tie it because the friction of the lacing will just hold it in place. And if you ever need to, you can also tighten it. Another thing that you can do that's kind of cool is you can tighten this up quite a bit. And you create these sort of these gathers. And that just gives you another look where it's gathered around, closer around the neck. So that's kind of fun to play with. I hope you enjoyed learning how to lace your shawl for making a cape or a pareo, and I hope that you will like this video, share it, and subscribe because there's a lot more to come. Check the description for the link to the pattern and also for links to other good stuff I have.